Welcome back, travellers, to the fantastic world of Lindworm. Today's video is something a little bit different. What this actually is part of an upcoming Anything But GW podcast, something we're just starting to do. I need to sit down and record that with JJ. That hasn't happened yet. So because this specifically relates to the releases for September, an interview that I had with Hoopoe discussing all the great things in Beyond Winds from the North, I thought I would put it out today for you guys to see early. So if you watch this, then you'll have seen it when it comes out in Anything But GW. But for now, enjoy this little chat between me and the mighty Hoopoe, and some interesting thoughts about the upcoming release, and all about Snail Totem, or not. Enjoy. Okay, and now on Anything But GW, I am joined by the delightful Hoopoe. Hello.
Hello there.
And welcome back to the Dice Gods.
Thank you for inviting me again.
Always a pleasure. Today, as part of the new releases segment of the show, we're going to have a chat about what's coming up for release for... what's that game you're involved in? I can never remember the name. Warcrow.
Oh.
No one saw that coming. No one saw that coming.
You were smooth.
I know, right?
Like a thief in the night.
A very bizarre ninja. Anyway, tea-smelling ninja. Right, so we've had Winds from the North, the battlebox, two-player battlebox. What's next?
So the next box would be Beyond the Winds from the North.
Where do you come up with these names? I get amazing.
I know,
Inspired.
So hard to do our job. I understand. This actually is called Beyond Winds from the North because it expands what armies come in the battlebox in Winds from the North, and it's not another proper box set as a battle box with tokens and rules and narrative campaign. Rather, is an expansion to your armies, and it comes with 6 more miniatures, 3 for the very illustrious Hegemony of Embertech, and another 3 for the Northern Tribes. And this time is full of novelty, if I can say so, because this is the first time we're going to see the Ghent dwarves, which I know a lot of people were excited to see dwarves. And then we have the Varank, which are the other half of the Northern Tribes, because in the battlebox there were only orcs. But the Northern Tribes are actually formed by these 2 races who are they formed an alliance. And we have the orcs and then the Varank. So now you can expand on those. And as per usual, there's 3 miniatures and 3 miniatures, but profiles, they're actually 8 because they come with the generic profile for the character. We have 1 character and a unit formed of 2 miniatures. And the character can be played as themselves, if that makes any sense, with their names, meaning on the one hand we have Njord, the Merciless, who is a Varank Hersir, and then on the other we have Lady Delia, who is Queen Legend Titan. She is fantastic. And you could also play those miniatures, but using the generic quote-unquote profile, same as you could do with Drago and Alborg in the battlebox, which you can have. With a miniature, you can play the Hetman or the Wrathbane generic, or you can play them, the personalities. So yes, 6 miniatures, 8 profiles.
6 profiles.
All good stuff.
6. Oh yeah. Okay.
6. Sorry, 6.
Yeah,
It's
6, isn't it?
I can count.
6 miniatures, 6 profiles. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what is the generic form of Talia and Njord?
So you haven't seen these profiles yet, but I can tell you just by name. In case if you have the book, you can find the description of these exactly, that book precisely. Smooth again.
Product placement, did you notice?
We have, for Njord, it would be a regular Hersir, because that's what Njord is, a Hersir, which is a commander of the Varank. And then for Talia, we have the Gunnery Corporal. Piece of law for you, the Gunnery Corporal regularly would be a dwarf. Because if we know something about the pioneers and the Rend, they are, sellers of their own space. They merge with humans and elves. They don't mind being the Black Legion, but they the thing is their thing solely. The less people that are not dwarves that mess with that, the better. But Talia is the only human who's allowed to be another pioneer. She used to be another pioneer. There's a reason why she's playing as the gunnery corporal. And those are the generic profiles. Okay. Again, this is not a spoiler. This is included in the book. But now you know when you're going to get those profiles.
Yeah, but I didn't know that we were going to get like the generic. So, okay, cool. So one thing that I noticed, because we did a video sort of previewing these things, is that the hegemony side is very ranged and the Varank side is very choppy.
That's a good way of describing them, definitely.
Okay. So that's with, I guess, the hegemony side of things adding into Winds from the North is more of a supportive to what we've already got, to the Bucklermen, giving them some range support, whereas with the Northern tribes, it's more the vanguard getting out there, doing the violence. Is that kind of...
Yes, because definitely the Varank, well, generally the Northern tribe style is they take advantage of striking first. Because as we've commented in other videos and in another podcast, they know, they're very much aware that they do not benefit from the complexity and subtleties that the hegemony of Embassy has as a professional army. So they need to do something to contrast and to stop that mechanized, weaponized troops. So what they do is just they smash. They turn everyone, they mince the meat as if it were garlic. And the skin changes are a perfect example of this. By the way, if you purchase, I was going to attempt to say his name, Ice Bear, the other leader of the Northern tribes. I can't do that. I can't pronounce his name. I apologize. If any of you lovely travelers down in the comments know the correct way of pronouncing Ice Bear's name, please do write the phoneticized version. I don't know how to express it in English.
Yeah,
the phonetic way of it. Please educate me. I am here to learn. I am not even joking about this.
Me too. In my videos, I've now got to a point where I'm like, near enough. That'll do. I think I've like Talia. I think she was Talia.
I say Talia, but because Spanish.
Yeah.
I see a T and an E is there, so Talia.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. But for me, I was like, Talia.
Yeah, it's a...
Near enough. Anyway, Ice Bear. If you get Ice Bear with...
If you get Ice Bear, you can play with the skin changers, because Ice Bear can join the skin changers. That would make you choose the polar totem, the polar bear totem. But trust me, you won't be disappointed if you choose this one.
See, Ice Bear... From memory, Ice Bear's profile looks really tasty on its own and is okay within a squad. But yeah.
I'm just inviting you to have a game of Ice Bear as the leader of the skin changers.
You see that I'm here for. There's so many people actually. One of the main comments that we've had with that video was, I want to do a solely Varank army. I just want Varank.
Okay.
Nothing green, everything blue. Nothing green. Maybe a little bit of white, fluffy white.
That song is a bop. That is a hit. It's one of my favourite songs.
Now, while I don't dispute that, you know there's going to be videos. Every time that when we get the Beyond box and I get my Varank and they're painted up, that is the song that's going over that's happening.
Oh, yes.
That will be
You can find the metal version by Jonathan Young. Oof, incredible. That one's even better than the original, in my humble and personal opinion. But yeah, going back to the profiles, it will be possible over time to have a list that is only filled with Varank. Not now, but over time, yes.
Ice archers and stuff like that. There was, so nice. So nice.
And I've seen them.
What?
The perks.
Every time you do this, it breaks my heart. It's just, I've seen the cool stuff. Well, thank you very much. Did you bring it with you? Did you bring it for the whole class?
No, I'm really sorry. There's no Varank in my pockets.
That's disappointing.
They're too big. Unless we are doing what we promised to do with zombie sashimi and we're giving someone the snail totem and I can fit them in my pocket. No, I don't have a Varank that can fit in my pocket. Snail totem is a thing. Community, travelers, help me make it a thing.
See, so, right, this is being recorded 24 hours after my good friend Zombie Sashimi's video dropped, which you should all go and check out. It is 2 3/4 hours long. I appreciate your optimism that I've had the time to sit down and watch, which I will, all of that. But I saw the time on it and it's like, maybe later. Maybe tonight I'll sit down and do that.
It's one to divide and it's one to have with a snack. But because I talk a lot and I'm quite aware of
Really?
that. Well, yeah, no, it's surprising.
I missed that entirely.
But I think we covered a lot of topics that were not necessarily covered in other interviews, which is something nice because you get something different out of it every time they invite you over. And again, travelers, help me make it a thing.
So explain it.
Totem.
What does Snail Totem do? For those who haven't seen it.
I can't. It's just we need a snail totem. Please. I promise if you give me this community, because it would only happen because of you, I promise to deliver the coolest snail you've ever seen in your life.
There we go, guys. Apparently this is something we need to work towards. I think we need to watch the zombie sashimi video, which is linked up there, to find out what that is, but this is the thing we should do.
It's nothing but it's nothing different than the polar bear totem, but a Varank or a Varank unit that has a snail totem instead of a polar bear or an Arctic fox it's just that.
Okay.
It's just it hasn't happened yet, but please help me.
We can make this happen, community.
You can, absolutely.
And you've just found out that you are getting your pure Varank list. So if you're going to get that, the least we can do is give Hoopoe her snail totem. I think we kind of owe it to her at this point.
This is going to be a thing because I'm pretty sure Sylvia Pato is going to murder me or she will burst into laughter because she is one of the main mothers of the Varank. So
why not both?
Potentially, yeah. But yes, all jokes aside, that is what's coming for you.
Okay,
next.
cool.
And I was going to say hotly delivered, but no, this is the north. So fresh and cold for this very hot summer. At least here in Europe, it's been bloody hot.
Yes, 37 degrees here today. I'm English. I'm amazed I haven't caught fire yet. This is not my natural environment at all. Not impressed.
Mind you, I used to live in Scotland willingly. I don't like this.
No. Scotland's a little bit I
want to go back to the Highlands.
Yes, fresh air, fresh cool air would be very much appreciated right now. Yeah. And fried stuff. Anyway, that's a different matter entirely. So, cool. A little bit of the technical side then on these before we wrap this one up. Were you involved with the development of these beyond miniatures at all? And if so, what were the influences for them? Where did they come from? Are you
talking from the artistic side?
Yes.
Or from the mechanic? Because if this mechanic
all of the above.
Yes, I am
cool.
Involved.
Then yes, that side. The bit you can talk about.
Okay. Artistically, if I am completely honest, I don't know. Because I know in the side of hegemony is easier to say because they are a whole professional army, the look about them is really homogeneous. I think we found a nice balance between making them at first sight look like they belong to the same army, but then make the troops stand out for something different. For example, I'm thinking about the Frostfire Herald or the Were Surgeon. Mm-hmm. They are in uniform, but you cannot mistake a Frostfire Herald for a Bookleman, for example. And in the case of Delia and the Pioneers, much more for the Pioneers, we wanted something really different for their weapons because we knew Delia was going to have a rifle, mm-hmm. which is okay, and I really like the style, like the early Renaissance style that Delia's weapon has. Mm-hmm. But then I also know that the artist in charge of designing the concept design creating the concept design of the Pioneers, Gregoire Bolloger, he was exploring a bit the weapons and how we could make them different. And he came up, I don't know if it was between him and Alberto Aval, they came up with this firing crossbow gun peak.
Yeah, pickaxe
And
gun.
and I also know there was a bit of a hint of like explorers, as in people that go out in the world and they know they're going to be around in the wilderness for quite a long while. That's the reason they have the bags with them. And I don't know if this was on purpose, but I want to believe that as a tribute to one of the best characters in Modern Literature, which is Sam Wise, and one of them is carrying a frying pan, and you can see that in his backpack. And
Somebody needs to, when they, in fact, I might do this, when they put the base together, have some taters on the base.
taters, smash them, boil them, stick them in the stew.
Dude, this is it. This is it. Taters.
And then on the other side of the Varank, the design was very interesting because you don't see. This is something super cool because now we have Iceberg and we can comment on this.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the Varank, the skin changes Varank I'm talking about, they're not powerful enough so they can morph entirely into the animal.
Yep.
And I think the skin changes are a very good very good example of that they caught midway in their transformation, not necessarily because it's going to be a further transformation, but because maybe that's the final form and this is all the transformation and change they can master.
Yeah.
And I like that. I really like the concept of people that are abnormally strong and rapid and fierce because they are conjuring the powers of their totem. But you don't necessarily need to identify what animal is this. In fact, that's the reason why we give them two totems, because you can choose whether you want to choose. I think it's the Arctic fox or the polar bear. I don't remember. I don't
it's the polar
remember.
bear.
And one is the polar bear, then is either the Arctic fox or the snow leopard, and I don't remember.
I think it's the Arctic fox.
The Arctic fox, isn't it?
I think it is. So I'm now going to go and check.
Yeah. So you have those in there, but you don't know into what they are morphing. And I like that a lot. To me, the Howling Skin Changer is one of the best models sculpted by Corvus Belli. I think she's incredible.
They are
and
stunning. It is polar bear and Arctic fox.
It's Arctic fox, okay.
It is.
Because we have a long list. For those of you who are interested, it's not that I give you any spoilers. We have a list of potential totems and tattoos, and some of them naturally are boreal animals. Like a snow leopard, or an Arctic fox, or a polar bear.
Or a snail.
If you read if you read the lore and you've become acquainted with some of the most common tattoos, or maybe you know already some characters that have a specific animal. I'm not naming any names, so you can do your research. But yes, and regarding the mechanic, we wanted the pioneers to be able to survive. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why we turned into a much more defense-like profile, meaning if you can trench yourself and you could put traps out there. This is the first time traps are introduced into the battlefield, and they're very fun to play around with. And with the skin changes, we wanted a fit processor, and I think we did good. A lot of wounds, a very long range for charging.
Yeah.
Aggressive switches. So yeah, skin changes will tear your flesh apart, while the pioneers will provide your army with some protection and also shoot from the distance. Let's not forget that Delia can take down your leaders if they are characters.
Horrific.
So
she is horrific.
Yeah, but to compensate, she's also quite fragile, because one could think, oh my god, there's no way I can defeat Delia. If you manage to snatch her, she's not made to defend from, say, skin changes on Njord. She's clearly in a disadvantage in close combat.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, position and again strategy play this important role. But yeah, that's it. I am pretty sure I'm forgetting a lot of super important things I will remember later regarding their design and their construction as profiles. But in the meantime, this is it. This is what I can share.
That's great. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The box is available for order in September, so I guess they'll be dropping in October.
I I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have
normal
a
CB
precise
launchers.
date already, but
Well,
we'll
assuming it
see.
goes the same way as Infinity, then that will be the route
Yeah,
that we'll
I
get.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so guys, look for that at your FLGS, or better yet, pre-order it where you can, and yeah, expand Winds from the North. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.